Hi everyone! So today I have my paper pumpkin box. This is the new Expressions in Colour kit that was just released a few weeks ago on the 8th of September. So not that long ago, last week. You may have seen my post a couple of days ago just talking about our kits collection and the paper pumpkin kits that come about a couple of times a year. So mine arrived yesterday, so I thought, perfect, let's take a look at unboxing one of these. And yeah, so that's really cool. So I love the first thing that gets me is this gorgeous box. I mean, you know, the gorgeous inky plumes that make up the design is always just beautiful. In this kit, you get 2 ink spots. Normally, there's just the one, but this time we get 2. So, Bumblebee and Evening Evergreen. Both of these colours come from our In Colour range. So, this is from our first group of 5, and this is from our more recent group of 5. So, yeah. And then we have the stamp set. So, let's see. We got those. You can see it better that way. Okay, so gorgeous couple of image type stamps, and of course there's some greetings as well, sentiments. So that's always a fun thing. And then you get a little flyer that talks you through the coordinating products that make up so it refers to the Expressions in Ink designer series paper pack that is available in the annual catalogue. And then it talks about what's in the kit, so that's cool. And then I love how they're always wrapped in tissue paper. Makes it more special. This is always the fun part. Yay. Let's grab this out. And then we have, and they're the cards that we make. So 3 designs and you get 3, you make up 3 in each. So today we might just make up the one in each so we can see. So let's get into this part, opening it up. Yay. You want to do this part carefully so that you don't damage anything. But boy, this plastic is a little bit strong, which is good because you want your things protected. Yay. So we have some twine in Evening Evergreen, and we've got some sequins, and we'll get into that in a minute. The rest of that, I think that's dimensionals in there. So we have our envelopes. Put those over there. I always like, be careful there. I always, when I get, so there's 2 different sizes, look at that. So there we go, like a note card size and the larger size. So that's really good. Now I always like to group my things together when I'm unpacking kits. So we have 3 of these gorgeous little card fronts. We've got some banners. They're going to be, I think, stamping on. We have this gorgeous printed vellum. Can you see that? It's got a gorgeous leaf image. That's the die that comes in the artistic die set, which is from the annual catalogue. So it's just the image of it is shrunk down and printed on here. It's just gorgeous. So we're going to pop those over there. And then we have card bases. So we have 3 in this gorgeous fresh freesia colour. That's what it looks like. I'm going to run out of room here. All right, let's work this out. Then we have 3 sheets of pre-printed elements that just pop out like that. So we'll get to those in a minute. These are card bases. These are the smaller size, and they're printed one side with the evening evergreen. So pop those up there. More banners. That's cool. And bumblebee card bases. So it's printed colour to one side. Let's pop this over there. Ooh, these look pretty. So again, some more printed vellum. It's a very subtle, let's see, does this work? It's a very subtle print, but it's just beautiful. And there's pre-printed thanks as well. Let's turn it up that way. You can see that it's in English, but it's also in French and German as well. The kit is global, so yeah, always it's good. Like sometimes, you know, I know for me, you know, I've got friends who have German family, so this is good for them. And then, of course, you have your instruction sheet. So this will show you visually how to pop your cards together, which is really cool. So what we're going to do is, and what I like, I noticed this, so there's a tape measure along here as well, and I think that's for the thread, so that you can measure out. There's imperial and metric measurements, so that's always a good thing. So yes. Okay, so let's start with our first card, which is this. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's go through all this fun stuff. So yeah, we have the evening evergreen twine, and we have some sequins. I love them. You always get so many as well, so it's good. And then you get some adhesives. So these are the glue dots, and these are dimensional, so that's really good. Personally, I'm not a fan of these glue dots. They do work, and they work well, but because I have my regular roll of glue dots, I will use those ones. So let's get started. So what does the first one look like? So the first thing we're going to do is thread the twine. We need 66 centimeters to go all the way around. So let's do this one. So we got our card base, our twine. Now I have my ruler on my my cutting mat, so I've just cheated and used that. So yeah, that's good. So now, it's going to run away on me. So we're going to wrap that around twice and tie it off in a bow. So it goes that way and that way. Okay, cool. Gotta love crafting, winging it here. So what I like to do when I do this is always hold it at one end, just like that, and then wrap it around. So I've got a bit of an angle happening here, but so I'm just going to tie it now. Let's see, this is where we get all thumbs here. Now, there's no way I'm going to end up tying this in a bow, so it's going to be a knot for me. I probably need a little bit more twine for it to work into a bow. But if I've got the twine pack is usually quite generous. Like Stampin' Up are very generous in the supplies that they give you. So it may be that we might be able to come back and do a bow later and stick it on. So there we go. So that's how it's going to sit for now. I may come back and fix that up. So they've got, just bring that down. So they've got theirs off to the right. So that's cool. Yeah. Alrighty, so that sits there. And then we're going to use the lovely large vellum print. I'm just going to pop that out. There we go. Oh, so pretty. This is like the big die cut that also comes in the artistic dies pack. So let's have a look. They've got their big flower this side. So that kind of goes on like that. Now, how do we use some glue dots, and they're suggesting, so there's a little graphic just here, and they're suggesting that we pop a couple of glue dots in that section of the vellum print, and that's because the label, the sentiment label, will cover it, and then you won't see the glue, which, you know, is always the tricky part of working with vellum, is hiding those glue spots. So let's get those on. One there. One there. Oh, and one more. Where do they suggest? I'm going to pop one about there. Okay, so you're being a bit stubborn. All right, there we go. So, going to stick that one about there. And then it's just our label. So it says, "You are amazing." So we'll grab our stamp. Oh, stamp set. There we go, and our label sheet. So it's going to go on here. Now, it's using the Bumblebee ink. So when I use these spots, I only open one end so that the lid stays attached to my base, and then that way I don't get the mix, especially if you've got a couple floating around your table. If you happen to be using a couple of spots, it's always handy to keep the lid attached. So just open it from one end, and then that way you never forget which lid goes with which color. So what we're going to do is this one. I'm going to use my big pad because I can. What I'm going to do as well, just going to stamp off on some scratch first. I just find with new stamp sets, sometimes that helps to get out any residue that might be floating on the top of them. And you just get a better impression. And again, just allowing that time for the ink to transfer. Don't rush. So that's good. Awesome. And then we're just going to pop it on with dimensionals. So that's going to pop in here. Alrighty. Dimensionals are good. I've got a pack already started, so I'm going to finish these ones off first. Just like that. Da, da, da. And then, just to finish off, just pop a couple of sequins on. Let's see. Sometimes I find these help. Nails are working just good today. Alrighty, so I'm just going to pop. Where have they got them? They've got them scattered around on the card. So let's just follow along with the design, which is always gorgeous anyway. So, but these can really go anywhere. I'm going to pop 3 on this side. And 1 down the bottom. There we go. First card done. Crisp with a bone folder. Makes all the difference. There we go. Awesome. Yay. Just beautiful. So lovely. All right. Let's move some things out the way. Now that I've got a bit more room. Okay. Card number 2 is this one. Nice, simple thank you card, note card. So we've got our green, card base, and we've got our, sorry, don't mind me getting organised, so that's better. There we go. So we're going to pull in our printed vellum again and pop out our thanks, because we need that one for this. Pop that aside. Now we're just going to, first we're going to stamp, look at that. So we're going to stamp a couple of the little image from the stamp set in Evening Evergreen on our base before adhering. So let's do that one. There we go. Love how simple these are. Okay, so they've just got 3, and you know what? These can go anywhere. So we're going to do one here. There's no right or wrong with this sort of stuff. Just remember to rotate. So that it looks random. There we go. Love monochromatic looks. There we go. And then it's just a matter of adhering this layer onto our card base. So stamp and then use some glue dots and yeah. All right, so glue dots. I've lost my inner circle out of this pack, which has made it a little bit harder to use the way we would normally, but they still work perfect. So there we go. I'm just going to put one in the middle too, because I can. There we go. Done. And now we're going to, and again, on the sheet, it shows you where to use the glue dots on your vellum thanks piece. So here, I'm just going to pop a couple on the bottom. And what you do is stick them, stick them over the printed area so that, so I use it on the green. There we go. Now, it doesn't matter if it overhangs too much. You'll see it a little bit, but it's not going to be too much. But if it really bothers you, then what you can do is roll your glue dot into a sausage so that it becomes long and thin, just between your fingers. If it doesn't stick to your fingers first. Oh, I've buggered that one up. That was good. Try this again. So just get it rolling. That's better. And then what you can do, you've got a longer, thinner piece of glue that you can position to hide underneath the printed areas. So there you go. So it sits just a little bit lower than halfway. Try and make sure it's sort of straight. Doesn't have to, I guess. You can do all sorts of things. Pop them on an angle. You can dilute, like, depending on how you stamp it, you can actually do something on an angle. That would work nice. Okay, so we are stamping for everything, which is this one here. Onto one of the banners, which is this one here. Let's see, might be the little banner. Yes, because that one's got the flag. So we want this one. There we go. Yep, fits better, doesn't it? Alrighty, where's my little scratch paper again? Cool. I'm just going to pop my head over the top. Sorry if I get that in your way. There we go. Cool. I still to this day love it when you take the stamp away and reveal your image. It's just a beautiful thing. There we go. And that one goes on just down here. I reference, so they have popped it between the H and the K. So somewhere in there, I'm just going to use a couple of dimensionals. Now, in the kit, you get the big ones, but obviously they're too big. So if you've got mini ones, I would suggest using those. But if you've only got the ones in the kit, just chop them in half, and that will work perfect. There we go. Yay. So that's card number 2 done. Very nice and easy as well, and just stunning. Yay. It's beautiful. So, okay. So now we're up to our number 3 card. So let's see, what do we need? We need one of these bases. I'm just going to move those out the road. One of these bases. And we need a vellum overlay. And then we need a couple of those pre-printed pieces from this layer. So let's pop out one of these. See how we go with this. This is cool. Just be gentle because there is some fine design or fine areas of the die cut. So if you're a little bit quick with this process, you could accidentally tear it. You just be gentle with this bit. One, God, that's gorgeous. 2, so all of these have got their lovely, inky plume design that matches in with the paper of the suite. Expressions in ink. Oh my gosh. An instant favorite from the annual catalogue. So really pleased that we got this kit, this global kit to play with. Okay, so there are 3 elements there. How gorgeous are they? Okay, so let's start. So we're going to pop 4 glue dots in the center of our vellum piece. So sometimes one side will feel, this side feels a little bit more vibrant, so I'm going to pop my glue dots on the back, make this side the back. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can use your take your pick tool if you feel that you need a bit extra with that. There we go. So that's that one. And next we've got, so what we're doing here, so we've got our, so that's that one, and then we've got that one, and that's this one. So just matching them up, and we're going to pop a glue dot on the backs of each of them in the center there. Okay, so let's do that. Nearly lost my glue dots. So, alrighty. So there's a nice little spot here that's just made for a glue dot, which is good. So that's that one. Now, I'm going to build mine straight onto my card. because I kind of feel like I can then angle them to make them work. But yeah. Oop. So then I've got this one. Ah, I see now. See, that's interesting. So this piece in the center is all shaped the same. So that becomes an anchor point, so you know how to stick them on. That's a really clever way of doing it. And then this one can go the other way that you like. I've got mine sort of hanging off a little bit now, but that's okay. Look at that, how gorgeous. Whoop. Gotta watch that, they get tangled really easy. All right. I'm just going to bend mine into shape a little bit. That's gorgeous. Alrighty. I'm just going to push mine off center so it doesn't hang over too much. But that's okay because it's going to be covered in the center anyway by our sentiment. So that's okay. Alright, so onto our card base. Then we need 30 and a half, so 12 inches of the thread. So and then we're going to do, how I like to do this is I'm going to do the opposite to what they've done on the card. That's because I've got a little bit more free area here and here, whereas this way for me is a little bit more full with these leaves. So I'm going to pop a glue dot down. I'm going to do it this way. Where's my next one? There it is. And then I'm just going to pop that there. And then I'm going to match these up. Okay, so that's my middle point. Let me see. How do I do this again? Oh no, I'm going to cheat. Alright, so just going to pop that there. Loop it around. Because I need 3 areas. And then do that there. Now, sometimes you might want to pop a glue dot over the top. And that will just hold it all a little bit more securely. And that will all be covered by our sentiment anyway, so that's cool. So next we just have our sentiment to go, which is congratulations. And although for this one I am going to use a thank you, a thanks, because I know exactly what I'm going to do with this card. And that is in the bumblebee. There we go. Well, hey, love that. So then pop that out the road. That one's going to go on just there for me. So that's gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to use some dimensionals, and then we are done. That's 3 cards. Now, if I'm making up the whole kit, I would do all 3 of 1 card at the same time and do each of the steps at the same time. So stick my vellum onto all 3, build my flowers on all 3. That's how I would do those. There we go. Then we'll just pop some sequins on. These can go anywhere. I just love how they catch the light and they pick up that pinky purple colour. It is stunning. You know what I'm going to do? Because I can, I've got the extra space. I'm going to pop it there. There we go. So that's our 3rd card. So that's cool. So let's just move this one out of the way. So our pumpkin, so we've got 1 and 2 and 3. So there we go. Gorgeous. What a lovely, beautiful kit. So this is available now at the moment while supplies last. So it's $37. And yeah, I'll pop a link into the kit, into my store so you can have a closer look. But these are gorgeous. Thanks for watching.